Welcome to this week's security brief for week 19. Before we start, make sure you are subscribed for future content. In our first narrative, we delve into a pressing issue that underscores the importance of cybersecurity in the rapidly evolving landscape of digital threats, especially for all Android users. A case in point is the stern alert issued by Finland's Transport and Communications Agency, Traficom, about a malevolent campaign designed to penetrate online banking systems. The scheme entails manipulative SMS messages, cleverly drafted in Finnish, that mislead unsuspecting individuals into an intricately laid digital snare. These messages, purportedly from well-established banks or transaction services like mobile pay, misguide recipients into downloading a malicious app masquerading as a McAfee protection mechanism. This highlights the sophistication with which cyber threats are evolving, leveraging spoofing technology to impersonate domestic telecom operators or local networks. But the reality is chilling. The app is not a shield, but a perilous malware that provides cybercriminals unparalleled access to victims' banking. The aftermath is devastating, as illustrated by an instance where an individual incurred a monumental loss of €95,000. Traficom further emphasizes that this menace is exclusively targeting Android devices, with no similar threats against iPhone users. Although the exact nature of the malware is yet to be determined, it shares striking similarities with the elusive Vulture Trojan, notorious for its evasive tactics and manipulation of management systems. Echoing Traficom's concerns, OP Financial Group, a prominent financial player, has also warned the public about these fraudulent messages. If you sense any threat, it's essential not to remain passive but to take action. Reach out to your bank to enforce safety procedures and perform a factory reset on your device to obliterate all data and apps. It's important to remember that legitimate establishments like OP will never solicit sensitive data or ask for app installations via phone. Moving on, a significant cyber incident that has impacted the city of Wichita. Unidentified cybercriminals have launched a ransomware attack against the city's IT network. The attack has resulted in the shutdown of the city's entire IT infrastructure to prevent further damage. The exact timing of the attack has not been disclosed, but the response measures were taken promptly upon detection. The city of Wichita, Kansas, is the latest victim of this malicious cyber activity. While the motive behind the attack is still under investigation, ransomware typically aims to extort money by encrypting valuable data and demanding payment for its release. City officials are working closely with law enforcement to address the situation and restore services as quickly and safely as possible. Residents are advised to stay tuned for updates and be cautious of any unusual requests for personal information during this time. Next up, the FBI, UK National Crime Agency, and Europol have unveiled sweeping indictments and sanctions against the admin of the Locbit ransomware operation. The identity of the Russian threat actor has been revealed for the first time. The Locbit ransomware operator has been confirmed to be a Russian national named Dmitry Yuryevich Koroshev. The authorities have imposed sanctions against the administrator and developer of Locbit, including asset freezes and travel bans. The U.S. is also offering a $10 million reward for information leading to Lockbit's arrest and/or conviction as part of the Rewards for Justice program. This announcement was made on May 7, 2024. These sanctions have been issued by the UK Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office, alongside the U.S. Department of the Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control, OFAC, and the Australian Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade. These sanctions are expected to cause massive disruption for the operation, as paying a ransom could potentially break sanctions, imposing government fines on companies. In the past, similar sanctions caused some ransomware negotiators to no longer assist in ransom payments for sanctioned ransomware operations. Law enforcement has also announced that its hacking and seizure of Locbit infrastructure allowed them to gain more decryption keys than previously announced. In February, an international law enforcement operation named Operation Kronos took down Locbit's infrastructure. Europol now reveals that they obtained 2,500 decryption keys and are continuing to assist Locbit victims in recovering their files for free. Moving on, a significant update affecting BetterHelp, a privacy breach that has affected hundreds of thousands. Online therapy provider BetterHelp is at the center of this controversy. The company has agreed to pay $7.8 million in a settlement over allegations of misusing and sharing consumer health data. The settlement was announced recently, following investigations into the company's practices. This incident has had a widespread impact, affecting approximately 800,000 individuals. BetterHelp allegedly shared sensitive health data with advertising platforms like Facebook and Snapchat, despite promises to keep such information private. Moving on, over 50,000 Tinyproxy servers are currently vulnerable to a severe remote code execution flaw. The vulnerability affects users of Tinyproxy, a lightweight HTTP/HTTPS proxy daemon for POSIX operating systems. The flaw, identified as CVE 2021-20725, allows an attacker to remotely execute malicious code on the server. The issue was disclosed recently, and it's urgent that users apply the provided patches. This vulnerability is present in Tinyproxy installations worldwide. The flaw exists due to improper input validation within the application. Users are advised to update to the latest version of Tinyproxy to mitigate this risk. Next story, the UK government has confirmed a security incident involving the Ministry of Defence, which is part of the Armed Forces Payment Network. The cyber attack struck the Ministry of Defence's internal networks, which are integral to the operations of the UK's armed forces. Gaining unauthorized access to payroll data, potentially exposing sensitive information of military personnel. The exact timing of the breach has not been specified, but the incident was confirmed by government officials today. While the motives behind the breach are currently under investigation, such incidents often aim to gather intelligence or disrupt governmental functions. The Ministry of Defense is taking this breach very seriously and is working closely with cybersecurity experts to assess the full extent of the incident. We will keep you updated as more information becomes available. Moving on, mobile medical care firm DocGo has confirmed a breach in its systems. The breach targeted DocGo, a healthcare provider that offers mobile health services, ambulance services, and remote monitoring for patients in 30 U.S. states and across the United Kingdom. Unauthorized access was gained to patient health data. The hackers stole protected health information from a limited number of healthcare records for the company's U.S.-based ambulance transportation business. The cyber attack was confirmed on May 7, 2024. The cyber attack struck DocGo's internal networks, which are integral to the operations of their mobile health services. While the motives behind the breach are currently under investigation, such incidents often aim to gather intelligence or disrupt healthcare services. DocGo is taking this breach very seriously and is working closely with cybersecurity experts to assess the full extent of the incident. They are actively reaching out to individuals whose data was compromised in the attack. Next news story, a massive network of fake online shops known as Bogus Bazaar has tricked over 850,000 people into making purchases. The breach targeted over 850,000 people in the US and Europe who made purchases from the Bogus Bazaar network. Unauthorized access was gained to credit card information. The criminals attempted to process an estimated $50 million in fake orders. Additionally, millions of stolen credit card details were resold on dark web marketplaces. The operation has been ongoing for the past 3 years, with the report being published on May 8, 2024. The cyber attack struck the Bogus Bazaar's network, which launched over 75,000 fake online shops since 2021. While the motives behind the breach are currently under investigation, such incidents often aim to gather intelligence or disrupt e-commerce services. The German cybersecurity firm Security Research Labs, GmbH, SR Labs, is investigating the full extent of the incident. We will keep you updated as more information becomes available. Next story, Ascension, one of the largest private healthcare systems in the United States, has taken some of its systems offline due to a cybersecurity event. Ascension is a nonprofit health system that operates 140 hospitals and 40 senior care facilities across 19 states and the District of Columbia. Unauthorized activity was detected on select technology network systems, which Ascension now believes is due to a cybersecurity event. The healthcare organization also advised business partners to sever connections to its systems until told otherwise. The cyber attack was confirmed on Wednesday, May 8, 2024. The cyber attack struck Ascension's internal networks, which are integral to the operations of their healthcare services. While the motives behind the breach are currently under investigation, such incidents often aim to gather intelligence or disrupt healthcare services. Ascension is taking this breach very seriously and is working closely with cybersecurity experts to assess the full extent of the incident. They have also informed the relevant authorities of the cyber attack. Moving on, we're bringing you a breaking news update on a significant data breach. The University System of Georgia, USG, has confirmed a security incident involving the MOVEit attacks in 2023. The breach targeted the University System of Georgia, USG, a state government agency that operates 26 public colleges and universities in Georgia with over 340,000 students. The data breach notifications are being sent to 800,000 individuals whose data was exposed. Unauthorized access was gained to sensitive files from USG's systems, potentially exposing full or partial social security numbers, dates of birth, bank account numbers, and federal income tax documents with tax ID numbers. MOVEit attacks took place in late May 2023, and the data breach notifications were sent between April 15th and April 17th, 2024. The cyber attack struck the USG's internal networks, which are integral to the operations of their public colleges and universities. While the motives behind the breach are currently under investigation, such incidents often aim to gather intelligence or disrupt educational services. USG is taking this breach very seriously and is working closely with the FBI and CISA to assess the full extent of the incident. They are also offering impacted individuals 12 months of identity protection and fraud detection services through Experian. Next story, Zscaler, a leading cybersecurity firm, has taken a test environment offline following rumors of a breach. Zscaler discovered an exposed test environment that was taken offline for analysis after rumors circulated that a threat actor was selling access to the company's systems. This test environment was isolated and did not contain any customer data. The rumors and the subsequent actions by Zscaler occurred on Wednesday, May 8, 2024. The exposed test environment was not hosted on Zscaler infrastructure and had no connectivity to Zscaler's environments. The motives behind the exposure of the test environment are currently under investigation. However, such incidents often aim to gather intelligence or disrupt cybersecurity services. Zscaler is taking this incident very seriously and is working closely with cybersecurity experts to assess the full extent of the incident. They have confirmed that no company, customer, or production environments were impacted by the incident. Moving on, Dell, a leading computer technology company, has confirmed a security incident involving approximately 49 million customers. The breach targeted Dell, a major computer technology company, and affected approximately 49 million customers. Unauthorized access was gained to a Dell portal containing customer information related to purchases. The information accessed by the threat actor during the breach includes names, physical addresses, Dell hardware and order information including service tag, item description, date of order, and related warranty information. The cyber attack struck Dell's internal networks, which are integral to the operations of their technology services. While the motives behind the breach are currently under investigation, such incidents often aim to gather intelligence or disrupt technology service. The data breach notifications were sent to customers on May 9, 2024. Dell is taking this breach very seriously and is working closely with law enforcement and a third-party forensics firm to investigate the incident. They have confirmed that no financial or payment information, email addresses, or telephone numbers were included in the stolen information. Moving on, the Ohio Lottery has confirmed a security incident that has impacted over 538,000 individuals. Unauthorized access was gained to the Ohio Lottery's internal office network as a result of a cybersecurity incident that resulted in the exposure of data. The attackers claim to have encrypted devices and stolen data during the attack, including social security numbers and dates of birth. The cyber attack occurred on Christmas Eve 2023, and the data breach notifications were sent to customers on May 9th. The cyber attack struck the Ohio Lottery's internal networks, which are important to the operations of their lottery services. The motives is currently under investigation. The Ohio Lottery is working to mitigate the issue. They have confirmed that mobile caching and prize caching above $599 at super retailers are currently not available. Moving to the last story, Citrix, a leading software company, has issued a warning to administrators about a vulnerability in the PuTTY SSH client. The issue involves its product Zen Center, which helps manage Citrix hypervisor environments from a Windows desktop. A vulnerability in the PuTTY SSH client could allow attackers to steal a Zen Center admin's private SSH key. The security flaw, tracked as CVE 2024-31497, impacts multiple versions of Zen-Center for Citrix, Hypervisor 8.2 CU1 LTSR. The vulnerability was reported on May 9, 2024. The issue affects the Zen-Center's internal networks, which are integral to the operations of their virtual machine management. The vulnerability is due to how older versions of the Windows-based PuTTY SSH client generate ECDSA nonces for the NIST P521 curve used for authentication. Citrix has advised admins to mitigate the vulnerability by downloading the latest version of PuTTY and install it in place of the version bundled with older Zen-Center releases. That's it for this week. Make sure to subscribe for future content. Well,